Startling new evidence revealed today against a Millard Middle School teacher. First, a warning. This story involves details about child pornography.
First Alert 6 reporter John Chapman tells us how the content was created.
We call it Matthew Lund. It's a felony.
Matthew Lund making his first appearance in court. Prosecutors say Lund used artificial intelligence to produce perverse child pornography.
On February 23, 2026, Nebraska State Patrol received a cyber tip regarding sexual abuse of children material being uploaded to a Google account associated with the defendant from the Millard Public Schools. A search warrant was done on the defendant's Google account. 104 files consistent with child sexual assault material were located depicting children ranging from infants to approximately 12 years old.
Prosecutors told the court that Lund would then use the pictures for his pleasure.
The defendant then admitted to generating the child sexual assault material, pictures of prepubescent children, and masturbating to them while at work, at which he is a middle school science teacher.
Lund faces charges of production and possession of child sexual abuse material, all manufactured by artificial intelligence.
I think this might be the first one our office has charged under the new law.
Brenda Beadle is the deputy Douglas County attorney. She says even though the images were computer generated, they are illegal.
Luckily, unfortunately, the legislature was ahead of it and in September passed a law to deal with that. So it is illegal even though it's AI generated.
The judge ordered Lund held in jail without bond. In Omaha, I'm John Chapman, First Alert 6.
The suspect will be back in court next month.